surely. Getting it all lined up. It's that time of the week. And guess what? You are officially rolling with Ramsey. That's right. It's our weekly podcast. We're here together and we are live. And today is going to be an awesome day because guess what, guys? It's a beautiful day outside. It is absolutely gorgeous. The sun is shining. If I look out the window right now, I can hear the bluebirds singing and chirping. And you know what? Hey, I am breathing and I'm alive. And guess what? It's a glorious day on this earth. Come on now. Wow. Another week has passed. And I'm happy to be here. And I'm happy to be with you guys right here to be able to bring you a phenomenal show today for Rolling with Ramsey. It's pretty cool. Hey, man, 80, I see you. I appreciate you checking in this week. It's going to be a phenomenal show this week. I love it. And today's podcast episode and weekly episode today is all about buying a car. And I know people would say, well, man, why would you do a show on just like purchasing a vehicle? Well, you know what? There's a lot of people out there, you believe it or not, that get anxiety just from purchasing a car, going through the ups and downs of it. And there's so many pitfalls out there for people to get caught up in. And so I figured I know some friends who are in that industry. I'd invite them on and let's say, hey, like I said in the promo, we want to take you inside the deal today. That's what we're going to do. We're going to take you inside the deal, which is going to be pretty cool. The guy that's coming on today, he's a close personal friend of mine. Mad respect for him. Trustworthy. He's been in the industry for over 10 years. And hell, I should tell him you can sell an Eskimo ice water, but he's been successful because he's been truthful and he's been honest with people and he's worked with them to help them get everything that they can out of their deal so that they can achieve what they want to achieve. And so that's a beautiful thing in itself when you can find somebody that you can purchase with and go in and know that they're not trying to give you the shaft. So a lot of times people come in and they just kind of do what they want to do. And you know what that's like. They sell you a whole bunch of wolf tickets and give you the typical used car salesman job and just try to sell you anything. And so there are a lot of pitfalls out there that a lot of people don't know about because you hear a lot of things about no money down and this, that, and the other, or this kind of special or that kind of special. So what we're going to do is we're going to clear up all the myths today. You know, do I go to CarMax? Do I go to Carvana? We're going to clear up all the myths today. You're going to be able to ask any question you want and get it answered. So everything that you wanted to ask at the dealership today, when you were purchasing a car, you're going to be able to ask it today if you didn't think you were going to get a truthful answer, because you're definitely going to get a truthful one today, because the guy that's going to be on with us today is a phenomenal dude, and he's going to, like I said, take us inside the deal. I just want to thank all my friends, all my followers. Remember, please, 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 Rolling with Ramsey cannot grow without you guys. It can't grow without you. So please continue to share Rolling with Ramsey. Hey, we got the Rolling with Ramsey Facebook page. You can like the Facebook page. You got the Rolling with Ramsey Instagram page. You can follow us on IG at Rollin, ROLLINWIT, and then we got the Rolling with Ramsey YouTube channel. So you can go on the YouTube channel and subscribe to the YouTube channel, because we're leaving this age where the more likes, the more followers, and the more subscribers we have, the better off it will be for us in the long run. And guess what? We are modified, obviously, because we are dealing with COVID-19. And the fact that we're dealing with COVID-19 is how I ended up doing this right here. I don't think I should be able to stop because I'm not doing originally what we're going to do, because I believe that we're going to all survive this. And that is me traveling in the motor coach and having guests come on board and them sitting right in front of me and we talk about things and we bring people together, because Rolling with Ramsey is about having healthy conversations and bringing people together. Whether I agree with them or not, it doesn't mean I don't have to hate you because I disagree with you. It doesn't mean that we can't still be unified because we have a disagreement. And so I'm trying to bridge the gap, bring people back together. You know what the beauty thing is when you invite a true veteran onto your show, especially one who has been your soldier, and you say, hey, I want you to be on at this particular time, that's exactly what they do. They're going to make sure that they arrive plus or minus 30 seconds the time that I told them to get here, and I love it. But it is good. Karen, I see you. Man, you know what? That's my battle buddy right there. She's doing it big, even if she is riding the fifth wheel. I ain't mad at you. I'm going to put you on blast, but I love it, though. We're going to be neighbors sooner than you think. Trust and believe that. I can't wait. I cannot wait. Oh, man, this is great. So what is the big thing happening this week? The big thing that has happened this week is, let's see, Amy Klobuchar took her name out of the running for VP. And she said that she would like President Joe Biden to pick a woman of color for his running mate. So that's a big thing this week. How do you feel about it? You can drop them in the comments. Really doesn't matter. Here's what I want to do. Hey, our guest is coming in. Let me bring him in. Mr. Ferguson. So he's coming in shortly. There he is. All right. Shannon, are you there?
I'm here, brother.
All right. There you go. So, hey, we'd like to welcome this week's guest. He is a true veteran and air defender, such as myself. That was our original job in the military. He was my, believe it or not, he was my soldier. He was my gunner. We were 14 Sierras together. And I told him at one point in time, I said, you'll never catch me. And every time he came close, I made a lateral move. I'd sidestep his ass because I didn't want him to.
Cheating.
I didn't want him to.
Cheating, man.
I didn't want him to try to get anywhere close to me. But
he was cheating, man.
He is quiet there, soldier, quiet. He is truly one of my friends. He is a phenomenal veteran, retiree. He is also the current sales manager at Mckenney Chevrolet in Gastonia, North Carolina. Shannon Ferguson, you are officially doing what?
Rolling with Chucky Ramsey.
That's right. He's rolling with Ramsey. Hey, man, thanks for coming on the show today.
Ain't nothing, you know you got it.
Hey, so listen, you have been in the car industry now for over 10 years.
About 10 years, yeah.
About 10 years, about 10 years.
Yeah.
Over 10 years. For whatever reason, it's saying that your bandwidth is a little low, but we'll be all right. Over 10 years. So I've been telling everybody today's show is all about buying a car so that you can take us inside the deal. Inside the deal. That's the whole key of today's show. We want to go inside the deal. Now, I'm sure you're not going to be like the wizard and pull back, or the great Oz and pull back the curtain and tell us everything. But we want to feel like that we learned some things when we leave here today.
Oh, do that. I can do that. Very easy to do.
All right, so hold on. Hold on 1 second for me. Hold on 1 second for me. Let's see if we can make sure that we get your audio together. Try me again there. Go ahead. What were you saying now?
You got me?
Yeah.
It's easy to buy a car now, man. It's not like it used to be. It's kind of easy. Since I've been in the business, the internet has made it a lot easier for people to browse and see what they want. The problem is they don't do that before.
All right. Wait a minute. For whatever reason,
you figure out what you want. It's 110 degrees.
hold on. You broke up on me. You broke up on me a little bit. We did this radio check earlier. You were just fine. So I don't know what you did in between now and then.
I don't know what happened. Nothing, man. I ain't did nothing. I'm in the same spot, bro.
All right. So here's what I'm gonna ask you to do for me. Here's what I'm gonna ask you to do. I'm gonna ask you. We're gonna do this right because we want people to hear you. I want you to log out and log back in. How about you do that? Sign out and sign
All
back
right, I
in.
got you.
So see if you can do that.
All right, I got you.
So we're gonna let him do that. All right, we're gonna let him do that because we want him. We want everybody. We want him to be able to answer the questions. We want everyone to be able to hear him. So he's gonna be back shortly because I want him to have the audio together. But Shannon has been in the car buying business, in the car industry for over almost 11, going on 12 years. And the time that I've been following him, particularly because he's my former soldier, I'm always joking with him. I said, because he sells more cars in a little bit. Okay, there we go. That looks a little better. How's that? Okay, I can't hear you. So I don't know what you switched to the audio. Okay, you went away, so he's coming back. So we'll get it together here shortly. I'll blame him because it's easy for me to do because he's not here. And we tested this about 20 minutes ago, and he was fine. So let me let him back in. Okay, can you hear me?
Can you
Shannon?
hear me?
Yeah, I got you.
I
That's
got
much
you.
better. There we go. I don't know
All right,
what
good.
I
All
don't know
right.
what you did. Okay, so now we cooking with Crisco. All right. All right, he's back. So like I told y'all a few seconds ago, I'm going to blame him because he wasn't here. So,
It's spectrum, man. It's spectrum. That's what
all right, so we were talking earlier. Today's show is all about buying a car. Nothing wrong with technical difficulties. That's all good. You're here. It's all about buying a car. I want people to be able to ask all these questions. And guys, I see your comments. So ask your question in the comments. I'll forward them to Shannon. We'll get him to answer them. Like I said, he's the current sales manager at Mckenney Chevrolet down in Gastonia, North Carolina. Go see him. He'll cut you a good deal. There go your plug for the day. Now, let's get to it.
I appreciate that. Much love. Much love. So yeah, man, it's easy to purchase a car. Everything is online now. I mean, you can pretty much, and with the current situation that the world is in with this COVID-19, we have established a few things that we can do to keep our social distancing. And now there's something came out earlier about a couple hours ago, so we'll all be wearing masks for the next 3 weeks, looking like Bane from Batman and whatever the case may be. But yeah, we're just everything is on the internet. I mean, you can shop online, you can get financed online. We can bring it to you if you don't feel comfortable enough coming to the dealership to breathe the air of the other folks that are in there. A lot of times folks don't care and they come in and just hang out.
All right, so check
So
it out. Hey, look, we keep it real on here on Rolling with Ramsey. We don't get all that. We know y'all gonna wear masks and you can get online and all that to buy a car. We want to go inside the deal. So
we wear masks, man.
I was telling them earlier that you've been in this business for over 11 years, and when I've been following you, no matter where you have been successful. So there is something magic that you happen or that you have when it comes to being able to sell a car. Now I know you to be a reputable person. Hey, I know you personally, but wait, when people come and they sit down at your desk, I always say if they sit down at your desk, you're gonna leave with a car. One something. But the question is, how do you make that happen? Because I know a lot of people think they can show up, either their credit is jacked up or whatever, and still feel like they're going to be able to walk out. There's so many things out there right now for them to choose from. Carvana, CarMax. Let's see. Carvana's the one that got the little vending machine.
Yeah.
You got CarMax. Then you got Vroom. That's the latest one that's out there. What's the disadvantages of going through a place where you're disconnected from versus going into a dealership? And I got a question for you once you answer that.
I think just that, man. You're being disconnected from getting good customer service. that's something that I just always pride myself on following up with people. I still do it. I talk to folks now that I sold cars to, 4 or 5 years ago, man. It's building a relationship with that person and knowing that they feeling like you taking care of them. And hopefully you have, and they don't leave there thinking that, I think Shannon got me for about 2 G's. Left something on the table. I could have got a little bit more discount. I think that was what it was, just a hunger of trying to beat everybody else at the dealership. And trying to take care of my guests the best way I know how. So that normally was all I had to do, man. Get in front of folks. It's a numbers game. You
Okay.
got to get in front of a lot of people, and I did. And I tell myself folks that like it's a numbers game, man. You can't be on Facebook all day or on Instagram. And I know sometimes it gets boring on a lot, 110 degrees outside, and that sun beating you down, and somebody just wants to come look. They haven't did any research online. They don't know what their credit is. They don't know, how much they owe on the car that they currently drive.
Right,
It's a
right.
number of things that you have to do, but you have to get through that. You got to peel back them layers of the onion and figure out what they want, what's their hot spots, and what their budget is, of course,
So
and what they
basically,
want in a new car.
so basically, what you're telling me is you've got to learn your customer. You got to know what their
Oh, of
likes
course,
are and the
of
ins
course.
and outs of who they are and what they want and what they're really looking for. My friend Debbie Smith, True Blood, asked me to ask you: is it smarter for a buyer to arrange their own financing or to go with the dealer financing? Is there a benefit?
So,
Is there a benefit one
of
way or the
course,
other?
of course, I like that question, and we get it pretty much every day. So, if we have 30 banks and we have to beat one bank, what do you think the answer is going to be?
I,
Now, if you get, however, now the bank that you are currently trying to get a loan through, they should be like family to you. So, because they're the only people that really can go in your credit or go into your bank account and see that you ate McDonald's 3 times last week or you went to Red Lobster Sunday before last. The other banks are going straight off your bureau, what you've done in the past based upon your spending habits and how you repay any kind of loans that you had in the past. So yes, it's always a good to try to seek your own financing before you go to the dealership. That way, if they beat it, you win. But if you
okay.
don't, you can't say that we took advantage of you.
Oh,
And that
okay.
those days are over now.
So
Unless if you got out of a time capsule like 6 months ago and you're new to the changes that's going on, it's hard for a dealership to take advantage of anybody right now with everything that's online. So
right.
yes, go get your financing because that bank should give you the best rate. However, we have 30 banks, so if those 30 banks can't beat that bank, then you won. But if
So
we do beat it, then you still won.
so basically what you're saying is you should at least walk in when you're going to purchase a car, Debbie, with your own financing as a form of ammunition. You already
Of
know,
course,
hey, this is what my bank is willing to lend me. This is the percentage rate that they're going to give me, and then give the dealership an opportunity. Hey, can you beat this? Give them opportunity to see if they can give you a better deal than what your bank currently gives you. That's good advice right there. A lot of people don't
always.
understand that. Um, you know, I guess the new thing when it first came out, CarMax. Hey, we got these lowest, no haggle pricing. This is it. There's no need. Either you get it at this price or you don't, and that's fine. But it still has nothing to do with what your percentage rate is going to be
Of course,
on
of
that
course.
on that amount that you're borrowing. So that's definitely a good deal. I can definitely appreciate that. Sergeant Major, retired Spicer, I see you. Thank you for joining Rolling with Ramsey today. Today's episode is all about buying a car. We have current sales manager of Mckenney Chevrolet on with us, Shannon Ferguson. Uh, so Debbie says it sounds like there's no way for the buyer to lose doing it that way. She says, thanks for the insight. Yeah, so you
Of
should.
course.
If you're banking, and that makes perfect sense. If you're banking, because like right now I bank with USA. You know what I'm saying? I got bank with USA, Navy Federal. You can go on USA, you can do a whole bunch of stuff. You can almost build a car and walk in and just hand them the paper and say, appreciate you. Thank you, God bless, good night. Just tell me when I get my keys. But if they offer a better, if the dealership offers a better deal than that, which would be phenomenal, yes, I would go with the dealership. Now, what I don't like and what I tell people is, yes, you got dealerships You have the new internet sensation, Carvana, Vroom. I forgot there's another one that's out there. Not down in them. You got it. You can do it that way. But then you've got the good old fashioned, hey, come on down to Sonny Jim's car lot and get this Range Rover. No money down. I got you. No matter what your credit looks like, you'll roll today. Tell us.
Yeah, that's because you ain't read them the shit that goes by real fast.
So
you missed that.
So tell us, what's that fine print all about, and how are they getting folks?
They're not, man. I mean, or they have their own financing. A lot of times those businesses and establishments, and not to discredit them because they're needed. They are a needed evil because there's some folks that can't get approved at a dealership such as mine because of past credit histories, and no judgment at all. We know life happens, but those dealerships, those mom and pop dealerships, a lot of times have their own financing. You might buy a car for $10,000, and by the time you pay it off, you spent $30,000 because they can give you whatever rate they want you to have.
Wow.
So that's the problem with going to a dealership that I've always told people in the past. So you're gonna go buy a car from somewhere that doesn't have a maintenance, area. So if something happens to your car tomorrow and you take it back, they didn't have nobody turning on wrenches. They didn't have a garage or a service department. So it's things like that people don't kind of, they just take it for granted. They don't observe where they go on. They've been walking for 4 years and they got $1,000 to get the car, and it's going to be $500 a month for 80 months. I mean, you can do that at 0%. That's too much money. So, yeah, it's needed, but a lot of times they have their own financing, and they get them. They do get them. But
wow,
if you're going to do that, make sure they're going to report to all your bureaus. If you are, going to pay it on time, which I hope that you do, make sure that at least you're going to get some kind of benefit out of doing it, because that 30% rate that you got, it needs to be reported to all 3 bureaus so that you can come from the mom and pop stores and go to a dealership and get something and with a better rate and get your credit, reestablished in some kind of way.
That's insane. I could not imagine. So, even when we were on active duty, you know me, hey, look, we tell our soldiers, nope, you are not going down there. Before you buy a car, you come see me first. So that
everybody was trying to get a Mercedes like you in Germany, man. I know I was.
Well, look, everybody can't be like me. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't be like me. Everybody trying to roll like Ramsey. Hold up. Let me put me on blast. Hold up. This is the show. I ain't about the show today. So, hey, I'm going to say hello to some people. I'm going to say, Crystal Ann, I see you. Tanya, I see you. Oh, man. I see everybody out there today. Tina, I see you. Yes. Thank you for rolling with Ramsey. Listen, today's show is all about buying a car. We got sales manager Mckenney Chevrolet on Shannon Ferguson, my friend, my former gunner. Quick story. Shannon and I, we were 14 Sierras, and we drove and we operated on a, Samantha, I see you. We operated on a Avenger operating system. It operates on a Humvee. It's got 8 Stinger missiles, 50 cal machine gun on the side, and we were in Bosnia together. And me and this dude almost died. That is correct. We were almost not here today. And when I tell you we were almost not here today, we were for real. Yeah. We were for real, almost not here today. On the way to Sarajevo, following the instructions of this rogue sergeant major. We're retired now, so I can call him out. I don't remember his name, but he made us put the chains on the tires because it would have been snowing. He's like, everybody's going to put these chains on. And we were coming down this mountain. We were coming down this mountain range, and those chains acted just like ice skates. Do you hear me? I was turning the wheel left and right. It was spinning, but the vehicle was just going straight, and it stopped with the front right tire was over the edge of the cliff. Like, not just like over the edge, like a little bit. It was like over the edge.
It was the whole way over the edge.
It was
over the edge.
It was over the edge. Like, okay, you got to climb over the top of me and jump out the other door type action. You talking about some folks that were scared that day. Needless to
You don't remember what they told you when we got out, man?
I can't remember what they say.
They said we can go back home and change our pants, man.
Yeah.
So when y'all get back, make sure y'all change
Yeah,
those pants.
they told us we could go back and change our pants because literally they had to hook up another chain and pull our vehicle back onto the road. Hey, like a
No,
good.
you remember when we got left though?
Oh,
Remember when they left us?
I remember when they left us after that town got blew up, but that's a whole nother story. We didn't. It
They
was.
left us because you were asleep, bro.
I was gonna say that didn't have
You
nothing
fell
to do with
asleep,
getting
man.
left. It was because we
was
fell
your turn and
asleep.
you fell asleep.
Yeah, that was the truth on that. I was gonna say that we didn't get left because they left us. We got left because I was asleep. But that's a whole nother story. But let's get back on topic. Because this is about buying a car and so much more. So listen. So here's the deal. Let's talk about being upside down. Now I know everybody watching, young, old, and in between. Some folks may not understand that term. Being upside down means I want to trade my vehicle and I owe more money on the vehicle than it is worth, but I still want to trade it. That's what we mean when we say you're upside down. Because usually if you do trade it, then what's going to happen is they're going to take that balance and put it onto the cost of the loan. So let me stop talking. Let me stop talking and let Shannon, the expert, tell you what's going on.
So I was at a dealership that asked for at least $5,000 as a down payment. I'm no longer there, but as I moved up through the ranks, I came up. That's a good round number because most of the vehicles that we see today that come in, people trade every 2 or 3 years. That's probably 90% of the folks that are driving right now. Every 2 or 3 years, they're ready for something new. So if you put down some money, and there's going to be those folks that tell you, don't put nothing down. I ain't put nothing down. You were probably have different circumstances for everybody. So $5,000, if you don't put at least $5,000 down, you're going to have some negative equity. So negative equity meaning you owe 30 grand and you put 100,000 miles in this car in 2 years. Now it's worth 10 grand. So now you got 20 grand that's going on top of your new car. So you thought you were going to get the same payment. Ain't going to happen. That's the big thing. Everybody wants the same payment, but they don't do, that math. I don't know if they have, I don't know what kind of education they have, but that math ain't gonna lie. Whether you buy here in the United States or in Korea, that math don't change. So you have to be come out that pocket sometimes if you think you're gonna, want to trade in 2 or 3 years.
Right.
I do always try to ask folks if they would, consider a lease, and sometimes a lease will work. But if you're driving 100,000 miles in 2 years, then a lease is not going to work.
Okay, so now
put some money down when you buy. That's my thing. Whether it's 1,000 or 3,000, at least that's going to help you in a couple of years.
So what you're saying is, first of all, you said a couple of things, and then you transitioned right into something that I wanted to talk about as well. You said, one, hey, you need to make sure when you go in to buy a car, put some money down. Hey, go in, put some money down. And you're saying that even no matter what the special may be, you don't care what the special is. You're saying, hey, ignore the special, no money down, ignore all of that. Come to the dealership prepared to put some money down. That's the first thing. And then you just said something a few seconds ago that I want to transition into. Buying versus leasing. Talk to us.
Buying it just depends on the person, man. I mean, if you think you're going to want to get something new in the next 2 or 3 years, then lease. But you also have to, make sure you keep your miles right.
Okay, so wait, so listen. So here's the deal. I'm gonna tell you, it's like seeing Bill Gates, the multimillionaire, show up to the boardroom meeting looking like a duffel bag drag, wearing some Bobo shoes and driving a Toyota Prius. A lot of people don't understand buying versus leasing. They don't understand leasing. They hear it in the commercials, but nobody's really educated on it. So break down the lease for us.
So the lease breakdown is easy. Leasing is, to me, something that's just overlooked by a lot of folks because if you're driving less than 18,000 miles a year, you need to lease. That way, when you go turn your lease in, you don't have any negative equity like we talked about a few moments ago. You don't have anything hanging over you other than, you turn in those keys and hopefully your vehicle is in, a good enough condition that you won't have anything that you have to pay for once you turn it in. But if you do drive a lot of miles, I would, in my opinion, you should buy it because 25 cents a mile can add up. I think we seen a lady that may have owed 10 to 12 grand in mileage because she's went over her mileage.
Wow.
So it happens. Again, life happens. If you got to drive from Tennessee to, California every other week,
So
those miles are gonna
what's
fall.
what's the standard? How many miles? What's the standard? What's usually asked of you as far as what's the standard average
How
or
many
whatever?
miles? About 18,000.
A ye-
18 to 15,000
it-
is normally. Well,
it-
15,000 is average right now
so is that
as far
like
as you driving.
so is that like for so what you're saying for a lease though they can only drive 15,000 a year basically?
But it depends. Now they can go up to 18,000, and they can also buy some more miles,
Okay.
depending on what brand you buy. Like GM, you can buy miles. But yeah, you can go 10,000 miles a year for 24 months. You can go 10,000 miles for 36 months, 39 months. It just depends on you. So we're not going into 50,000 mile leases. Normally, 15,000, 18,000 is going to be max for anybody that wants to lease. And 15,000 miles is about the average of what everybody's driving now anyway.
And so in that case, let's think about this. So in that case, so is the lease the terms of the lease still goes out so many years though, right? So
Right, 36 months, 39 months. 39 months is normally the max for a lease.
39 months?
Right.
Okay.
And most folks are scared to lease. The first thing they say is, I ain't gonna never own the car. But you know what? When you buy it, you don't own it. You're still paying that bank every month.
Yeah, you're right
You pay
about
that
that.
bank every month. And
Right.
then you trade it in that third year. And then you mad because you upside down or you owe more than what it's worth. And then you put in a situation that you
So
have to put some money.
with the lease, my time is up. My lease is up. My mileage
That's
is
correct.
right. I'm good to go. Hey Karen, I see you. Thanks for checking in. We'll talk soon. My time is up. My lease is up. So what you're saying is I come back, I bring my keys in, I walk away. Now the good dealership,
That's it.
they're not gonna let me
That's
leave
it.
without no car. They're gonna be like, well, Mr. Ramsey, you gotta drive something. What I get to just
Well, of course.
is it
Of
I'm
course.
starting
Start
all
a new
over
lease.
again? I pick up a new
Yeah.
one.
You start picking new cars, start a new lease. And that's, I mean, it's that easy. And I wanted to get my mother into a lease, and she ended up buying it, which is fine. But she doesn't drive a lot. And at this point in her life, she's really not trying to keep up with the Joneses. So she's to the point where she's buying what she needs and not what she wants,
Right.
which I hope to get there sooner than later. But yeah, she's she's buying what she needs, man. So she's like, this is gonna probably be it, which I hope that it's not, but I'm hoping that she's gonna want to trade it.
All right. So we got a question.
All
Uh
right.
so it looks like Sonia Raquel, Miss Raquel, how you doing? I see you. We're gonna ask you a question. She says, why are all dealerships trade values different by thousands of dollars? Not my question, the great Oz, the wizard who is sitting in front of me, but
Well, that
yes.
just depends on who's looking at it. That depends on who's looking at it and what market they're in. If you're in, say, for instance, I work in Gastonia, the Charlotte market may be a little bit different than what our area is looking. We're not selling a lot of Maseratis and Mercedes and BMWs in my area. Charlotte does. Charlotte sells a whole lot more, and a lot of times the market is flooded with different vehicles right now. But again, it comes down to who's looking at it. It comes down to you know what that demographics is buying as well. So if you're going to trade in a Maserati for a Silverado, we send it to wholesale. We don't even want it on lot because we don't have folks coming
Mm.
online buying Maseratis and high end vehicles. I mean, we have Cadillacs, but um, again, Maseratis, and we don't sell too many Cadillacs because again, we're in that
just
demographic.
just
But
just where
a
you're
lot of
dealing.
them is not getting both.
So that's okay. You're educating me on that. So yes, you may go to a dealership that has what you're looking for, but if you're trading, are you trading a car that's conducive to the market that dealership is in? That's something that nobody. I can tell you that's something I've
You
never
are.
thought about.
Yeah, you are. You definitely are because that person that's looking at that car, putting a number on that car, is gonna think like he has to have a plan of how he's gonna move that car, whether it be straight to wholesale or we're gonna put it on a lot for 20 days and see if anybody is just riding by it, wants to drive, wants to buy a $100,000 Bentley or whatever the case may be. But yeah, you are giving that person a lot of pressure, putting a lot on his shoulders, he or her, to how they're going to get out their car. Used cars is a different, that's a different monster. It's a different
Right.
monster. One, because some of the dealerships that you've named, Carvana, sometimes I wish we were more like CarMax and had a no haggle policy, but you kind of miss the opportunity to build a relationship. I've met some really, really good people. I don't know how many aunties and uncles I have, man. Folks I've sold cars to, and they send, their nieces and nephews to me, or their coworkers, and that's how it happens. You have to have that, and you're gonna miss that going to a CarMax, because I'm sure I haven't been to CarMax in years, man. I probably
Right.
need to visit to see, what they're doing, and kind of go test drive something and see if they're treating folks any better than what they used to. But you miss that opportunity to build that relationship. And anybody that's spending any kind of money with you, man, you need to be able to establish, some middle ground and let them know, hey, I'm gonna be here when you come back. Get tired of this when I'm leaving.
Right.
If I'm not
Right.
here, I'll let you know where I'm at. So it's those things you're gonna miss with a Carvana and a CarMax or whoever else is selling,
So
cars out of a
so
gumball
that's
machine.
so let's talk about that. That is something that is definitely missed. But so you've given us a couple of things to put in our tool bag. So one, have your own financing before you show up, because you want to be able to see if the dealership can give you a better deal than you've already had from your own personal bank. That's number one. Number two, if you're trading a vehicle, think about which dealership you're going to based on the car that you're trading. Hey, if I'm going to a GM, if I'm doing Chevrolet to Chevrolet, and it's a whole bunch of that same type of vehicle on the lot, you're probably okay. But if you're coming in with something that's high end or a little expensive, you might want to look and see, do they have a lot of those? Are there a lot of those driving around? So you might want to be careful, because the object is for you to get the maximum value for your trade. And so think about that. The dealership does have to get rid of your vehicle once you trade it. And so they're going to base what they offer you based off of their own market and their ability to get rid of it. That's something I never thought about.
Well, not only that, man, there's a lot of folks that my favorite folks are the ones that come and trade in it, and they say, "Well, I know you can sell it for 20,000, and it's worth 10." Like, I mean, I know cars can cars can sometimes be like a family member, man. You've done a lot of things in that car, you have a lot of good memories, but it's time to trade it in, and those memories are not going to leave you because your car's leaving, and those memories are not going to, get you no more for that car. If your car is bald, has a bunch of bald tires on it, we got to replace those tires. If we if we pull the dipstick out of it and oil, there's no oil in it, we got to, then we might have another issue with the engine. So you have a reason why you're trading it, and we have a reason why we're not going to give you all the money that you think you deserve for it, because there's things that we have to do by law before we put it back on the lot. So we're not going to put a car that you bring to us that needs brakes. We're not just going to wash it and put it back on the lot.
Right.
Then the next person gets it, and then the brakes don't stop, and then we got some problems. So
Right.
there's a lot of things that folks don't think about when it comes to, trading a car and the condition that it's currently in. Air conditioning don't work, it's 100 degrees. Now I know when you pull up and all your windows is down, it's 110 degrees. I know your air conditioning don't work on it. I already know it don't. So there's no reason. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Yes, ma'am, there is. Your air conditioning, it's 110 degrees outside, and y'all was sitting on a bunch of ice when y'all pulled up. So I know your air conditioning. So we see those things, and that's some of the things that you have to, as a salesperson, you have to have your eyes open when they pull up. You see all the rims scraped up. Somebody came drive. We got to repair those before we put it back on.
Right.
If
Right.
we decide to keep
Oh man, I want to say a shout out Tree. I see you. Thank you for joining. You're rolling with Ramsey. That's phenomenal that you say that, because I got my '05 Escalade, and every time I take it in for service or anything, all the technicians want to buy my truck because I've taken care of it. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm gonna drive my Escalade till the wheels fall
to the
off.
wheels fall
I'm
off.
gonna drive it till
You
the
always
wheels
think
fall off. Listen, it's a GM vehicle. It's not a new
you're
GM.
right.
I call it, it's like being a part of the old army and being part of the new army. I got an old GM, which means if I change the oil, do what the computer says, I can drive it forever.
You're right. You're right. You're right.
Hey, so Debbie wants to know what would your top tips be for first-time car buyers?
Do your research. Try to get some financing through your bank, of course. You need to know your credit score, number one. I mean, that's really, a lot of folks come in, don't know their credit score. And also, I mean, you really get some financing. Do your research. Figure out if you want a new or used car. The internet has so much on it. Just use the internet to kind of do what you need to do. And then make sure you test drive. That's another thing I don't think Carvana and the other dealership is kind of giving folks a chance to kind of drive it and
Right.
really see if they're gonna, like it. I know they have some return policies, but again, it just seems like too much. Man, you drive a car for 4 days and then you got to return it and you got to get another one. It's just too much. Come and test drive, but again, do your research. We're not gonna let you drive 10 cars. It's not gonna happen. Have a job. We got folks that don't have jobs that want to come to the dealership a lot. And
Hey, wait, hold up. Tommy ain't got no job. You gonna sell me a car? I'm telling you right now.
If Tommy got about 10 grand, I'll get him in a car. If he don't have no job. We'll figure it out.
Oh wow.
We'll figure it out.
That's interesting because yes, times have changed. I mean, we're not in an age where we don't have all of this access at our fingertips. So definitely, times have definitely changed. So you can get on your computer and you can do tons of research, figure out what's the best car. You can get on Kelley Blue Book and figure out, put in the parameters of what you car and the basic value of what the car you're driving may be worth, all that kind of stuff. But one of the main things he's talking about is what you are not going to be able to do. One, I didn't think about that. Carvana and Vroom and those people that deliver cars, you never get a chance to test drive the car. I never thought about that. So, you're just looking at it. Oh, it's just there. So, it might be something quirky about it. I never thought about that. But you're still not going to be able to build that relationship. And I think that that's important. Now, I can't speak to that. My father, Charles Sr., this man, hey, he told me when I got my driver's license and he put me behind the wheel of the Fleetwood Cadillac that he owned at the time. He said, son, before you get on the highway, you need to understand two things. He said, one, keep it in the center. And he said, I've only been passed by two things on the highway. He said, that's a Greyhound bus and another Cadillac. Now, that being said, my father, former maitre d' many, many years ago at the Greensboro Country Club, he bought all of his cars from Bill Black Cadillac. He knew Mr. Black personally. And so he would go over the years. I'd be like, hey, why are we going all the way to Greensboro to get this car? Because Mr. Black going to take care of me. And it was crazy because he would go in there and the salesman would try to talk to my dad and he would be like, no, I have somebody meeting me here who's going to take care of me. And I mean, how often when you own a gazillion car dealerships, do you see the name of the person who's on the dealership, like walk in? Like, that's like Hendrix. Rick Hendrix ain't, Rick Hendrix is not going to walk in.
You're lucky to find him, man.
Right. He's not walking in. And so Mr. Black at the time was probably on that level. Yeah, he had Bill Black Cadillac, Toyota, Ford. I mean, he had a ton of dealerships. But for whatever reason, when my dad was getting ready to get a new Cadillac, that dude would show up at the dealership. And it was almost like the president showing up because people would be shocked because he would not tell anybody that he was coming. So that's like the general coming and everybody starts scrambling.
We painting curbs and cutting grass.
Right.
5 years.
Right. They getting their desk cleaned and everything. But the one thing about the rapport that they had, all Mr. Black would do is he would walk in, he would point to the general manager. The general manager would come over. He would lean over and he would whisper in the general manager's ear, hey, Charles, it was good seeing you. Hey, let me know when you're gonna be out. Something. And he would leave. And my dad would get this phenomenal deal. Now, when you own dealerships, you can basically give away a car every now and again for nothing. You know, like basically like, hey, just give this car away. I know. Don't worry about it. Just when I see it on the report, I know. Just give it like.
That's big too, man. Because once I got into business, a lot of friends and family were like, "Man, I know you can hook me up." But what you fail to realize is this is how I make my money too.
Right.
So for me to survive, yes, I'm gonna take care of you. So being in the car business, all these years is you find somebody like your father that they trust. And if you know somebody in the automotive business that you trust, that's who you should go to. But that don't mean they can't, get paid, because that's why we're in the retail business, to get paid. It's not a nonprofit.
Right.
People see it. I'm going to take care of you. Yes, I'm still going to get paid. I'm not going to take care of you. But if you call me and you trust me, then yes, I'm going to do that. So I did that. And I was still 50% that trusted me. And we have that ability to. The logistics is really easy.
Slow down for me a little bit. I think your significant other, she's sucking up all the bandwidth. Tell her to cut her phone off. No,
Problem.
Just play. But yeah, that is definitely one of those things. You definitely want to have that relationship. You want to be able to hold on to it and build that. I just thought that was the coolest thing for a little kid, because it was funny, because my dad, like I said, he wouldn't talk to anybody else at all. He come in there like, he walked in there cooling the fan. Hey, can I help you? Nope. He give him the side eye, like, whoa, nah. He brushing him off, like, nah, I'm good. But
yeah, you're gonna miss that, man. You're gonna miss it if you go to Carvana or not. And normally, I don't know how the turnaround is as far as the employees, but I'm sure it's pretty fast. I mean, sometimes it's pretty fast at the dealerships that I'm in, that I've been in. It's not for everybody, man. It takes a different type of person to do this every day, to get up and want to really help somebody. That's what we do.
Well,
get up and.
I definitely want to applaud you, because like I said, I have followed you over the years, and I've seen you go when you've moved to a new city. And it's funny to me because I said, okay, man, he's moving. And before I know it, boom, you move to a new town. You're right in a dealership. And next thing I know, #winning. So-and-so bought a car.
You know it.
Boom.
It's just like being a soldier, though, Chucky. Hey. It's the same thing, man. If you was a dirt, and we seen them guys. I'm going to this other unit. I'm going to kill them. No, man, you didn't shine your boots here for 3 years. So I'm not going to expect you to go to Fort Drum and shine your boots every day. It's the same thing. It's if you got that hunger in you, you got that motivation and that self-determination to do well wherever you go. And if you're hungry to be number one, man, you got to be a competitive person in this business. You have. If you're not competitive, then you don't need to be in the business. If you don't like money and don't like trying to take care of folks and giving them what they need and really listening, you don't need to be in the business. And I've seen a lot of folks that they just can't handle it. They can't get up every day and do the same thing. But you and I have done that. We did it for years, man.
Hey.
Just like the pandemic now.
Hey,
putting these masks on. I'm laughing like, man, we're gonna have a mask on. Okay, I've been in 120-degree heat with a whole NBC studio. I know it can't be this bad.
Hey, listen, on a sidebar note, I was watching, and for everybody who's on the live right now, I was watching him talk about the NBA. Oh my God, they're gonna be in this bubble for however many months or whatever. And I'm going, it's no different than us deploying for a year. I said, because what people don't realize is when soldiers deploy, everyone has different types of jobs. But guess what? We have a name for people who never leave the forward operating base. Forward operating base is FOB, F-O-B, and you just put an I-T on the end. They are FOBITs. The reason why we call them FOBITs is because they never get to leave. So they're there in that one same space for an entire year. And you got people
But
who are
they still get
millionaires.
their combat pass though.
Right. But you got people who are millionaires, though, who are complaining about being in Orlando at a resort and they family, part of their family, going to get to be there the whole time. Shut now. Listen, I'm not saying shut up and dribble. I'm just saying stop complaining about being stuck on the land of Mickey down there at Disney so that we
You
can get
know,
some basketball. And it's funny because I tweeted that to Shannon Sharp. I was like, Shannon, man, dude, it's no difference in us deploying for a year at a time. So
yeah.
I don't want to hear nothing about
Like the
them.
toilet paper, man. You remember that little thing of toilet paper we used to get in
Man,
MRE? Man,
man,
we've been trained for COVID-19 for years, man.
man. Listen, when everything shut down for COVID-19 in the state of North Carolina, they said, this is what they said. They said, hey, you can go for a walk. You can hike. I was like, okay. You can ride your bike. Check. All right. I'm a cyclist. You can play golf. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. I'm all good. So I could ride my expensive bicycle and I can go play golf. Ain't nothing changed for me. Ain't nothing changed for me. What I will say is this right now, Rolling with Ramsey wants everybody to wear a mask. The
At least for
corona,
the next 3 weeks.
hey, the coronavirus has not gone anywhere. Please continue to wear a mask. This is my service announcement. I'm not saying you got to be an idiot and wear it in your car when you're by yourself. You're recirculating your own air. What I'm saying is have it with you. You go to the store, you get out to go into the store, you put your mask on. You do whatever business you're going to do. You come back to your car and you're getting back in your car, you take your mask off. It's not rocket science. I want people to live. I want people to live. I don't want my friends, my followers, anybody to catch the coronavirus because they don't have good virus habits. Let me say it again. What are good virus habits? The number one doctor in the country, Dr. Fauci, is saying, wear a mask. Wear a mask. I can't speak for anybody else up there in D.C. We won't call his name. Wear a mask. Don't do haphazard stuff. I want everybody to be healthy. You're rolling with Ramsey right now. Today's episode is all about buying a car. You can drop your question in the comments. I'm paying attention to them. We're seeing people as they join on. If you have any particular questions about purchasing a vehicle, today is the day to ask them. We've got Shannon Ferguson. He is the sales manager at Mckenney Chevrolet in Gastonia, North Carolina. Hey, look him up online. Go see him. He'll cut you a deal. Hey, look, he got people to come from. Now, I will say this much. Hey, you've been able to adapt, overcome with the business, and I've talked to you. This man has people come from out of town to pick up cars, y'all. I don't see nothing like it. I don't know how he do it. And I ain't talking about 20 miles, 30 miles. Shannon, what's the furthest you've had somebody come to get a car from you?
Uh Man, I think when I was in Tennessee it was Louisiana. I think since I've been here it's been Tennessee. So yeah, but it's not all me, man. I mean, you gotta have the right car, and I give credit to my other sales managers. I have an awesome pre-owned manager. I followed him all around North Carolina, man. So he does really well with buying cars and make sure the price right. So we work deals out of state all the time, man. And that has a lot to do with him. I've got uh, a really good new car manager as well that buys right. Uh, we do well, man. We keep our inventory now. It's been some constraints due to COVID-19, and prior to that, GM shutting down because they weren't getting paid right. There were some pay issues, but we haven't shut down at all, man. We just been selling what we had. So we're kind of just rolling with the punches right now. We've actually been doing a lot better
Okay.
in certain areas due to the inventory decrease, but we're starting to pick back up. I don't think it's going to probably get back to normal, just in my opinion. This is not law, but August, September, we may be back to the normal inventory number. But I think everybody is hurting right now because of the COVID-19 and shutdown, man. So I mean, we still do a lot of deals. I did a deal today that was in. I think he's coming from Michigan on a used car. So it's funny, man. It's funny how folks will get online and Google us, and and we'll take a deposit and hold it for until it gets there. But it's crazy. But I did want to go back. I know Debbie had asked about um, a first time buyer, and I forgot to talk to about the gap insurance and the warranty. I know most of my F&I guys will be happy to hear this. You also hear from a lot of your uh, friends and family that never bought warranties or gap insurance that you don't need it. You don't need it until it's like insurance. You're
You
not
don't
gonna
need
need it until you
hey,
get hit,
you don't
until you
need it
hit
until
somebody.
you need it. Right.
Exactly, exactly. So gap insurance, 100% of the time I'll fight somebody to get gap insurance because we've had too many times, too many cases in the past that people say you didn't offer me gap insurance. When we know we did. That's finance job. That's their job to go over that. But
So
you didn't offer me a warranty. That's their job to go.
okay, so let's be very elementary. What's gap insurance?
Gap insurance. I'm gonna break it down. So gap insurance is really easy. It's called gap for a good reason. You owe $30,000 in your car and it's only worth 20,000. Your insurance is only gonna pay what it's worth. So you got $10,000 just hanging out, which instead of it going to your new car, you have gap insurance. They're gonna cover that. So that's the gap between that 20 and that 30. You always need it. Now, unless you put down like 20 grand on a $30,000 car, then you won't need it because it'll be worth more, way more than $10,000. But
So all
we'll
right,
be able, and a lot of the banks not gonna let you
all right. So
do it anyway.
I'm looking real special again. So I'm feeling like I'm riding. Well, I'm not gonna say that because that would be derogatory. I feel like I'm a little slow. So gap insurance is for I come to trade my vehicle in.
No, no. If you gap insurance is always used if your vehicle is deemed a total loss. So if you total your
Okay.
vehicle,
Okay, so
yeah, if
I'm
you
been in
total
that.
your
Oh,
vehicle,
so I've been in an
you've been
accident.
in an
My
accident. That's
vehicle is
correct.
totaled. My car is worth.
30. Well, your car's worth 20, but you owe 30 on.
It's worth 20, but I owe 30. Okay, and
So
so what the gap insurance
you're
is,
insured. That's
they're
correct.
gonna
Pays
cover
that.
that other 10. Okay.
That's correct.
All
That's
right. Okay,
correct.
I'm tracking.
Now the warranty portion, and normally you always your gap insurance needs to be purchased, the time when you get your vehicle. But your warranty, I've always told folks if you buy a new car, then yeah, you got manufacturer warranty, and that's normally for all the brands. But if you buy a used car, good dealerships will fix what's broke, but you don't know if you're going to drive that car different than that little lady that drove before you bought it. She might not have went over 30 miles an hour, and you get on the highway leaving dealership doing 110. You see what you got. Something's going to fall apart. It's going
Right.
to happen.
Right.
But your warranty, normally folks don't want to get a warranty until something happens. And that's normally too late. So I always recommend that you get a warranty, at least a small one that's going to cover you for maybe half of your loan. If you got a 72-month loan, then get half of that. And the other half you'll be able to try to trade it in or pay it off or whatever the case may be. But
Right.
I always recommend that gap. So my F&I guys, I give y'all a shout out for that because we do
So
need some more help.
so I have a friend. I have a friend. She just bought like a brand new Nissan. Crystal, I think you're still watching. What kind of Nissan did you buy? Type it in the comment section and let me see what kind of Nissan you bought, and then we'll come back to it. So while I'm waiting to see what her response is on which kind of car that she bought, um, we talk about warranties real quickly. So I'm like everybody else. I'm a marketing major, so I pay attention to commercials sometimes more than I do the TV show that I'm watching. So tell me about Car Shield, Car Max, all these extended warranties people want you to buy. Do they work? Don't they work? Are they worth it? Are they not worth it?
Well, I can't even. I'm not going to discredit anybody's warranty. It's going to be you doing the research you need to do as a buyer to see if that warranty is going to cover everything. Because the new cars that we're selling right now, they're all. I mean, it's an iPad with an engine and transmission. That's pretty much all.
You right about that?
It's a computer. So all of your electrical stuff, that's not stuff that you can maintain. That's not like changing oil or windshield wiper fluid. Those are computer components that we don't know when they're going to. So
Mm.
you don't have a warranty, and that circuit goes out, and it's a $2,000 repair when you could have paid $200 deductible to get fixed. And those are the issues that you know. Yeah, man, you have to do your research and your due diligence and trying to figure out what that warranty is going to cover, no matter how much it is. Is it $100 a month? Is it $200
Right.
a month?
So
whatever the case may be. You have to ask those questions
right,
prior
right,
to
right. Is it
purchase.
right? Is it worth it based on the miles you're driving and how you drive the vehicle? That's good advice. So Crystal bought a Nissan Altima Platinum Edition 2020. She got a new car. She
She's
got
balling, huh?
yeah, she balling. She got the new junk. The new. Yeah, she got the new car. Like she probably still got the new car smell in it. Probably still riding on
Yeah,
plastic.
probably,
So
probably.
the question is, so she's got this brand new like vehicle. Like with just like you said, cars today, they're basically a computer wrapped around the engine. It's crazy. I've got my friend who's got his car a stereo installation shop, so I've seen him try to take like a factory radio out and put a new one in, and what he has to go through. Some cars he won't even touch. Depends on what it is, and he says, "Nah, I'm not fooling with this," because it's got fiber optics in it and all kinds of stuff. 2020, brand new Nissan Platinum Edition. 5 years, Shannon. When should she be looking to be like, you know what? When do you recommend her start having the itch? She's a soldier too now, by the way.
Oh, well, she's still in the Army. It's 2 or 3 years, man. She's
Sorry,
gonna want to trade.
sorry, first class too. Hey, look, she balling. Sorry, first class.
She gonna want to trade. She gonna want to trade in 2 or 3 years. But I know she is. I mean, when that 2023 come out, she gonna be ready. When that 2021 come out, she gonna be ready. Did she lease the Max? Did she buy
No,
it?
I don't think she did that because you know what? Ain't
She
not.
bought it.
Look. Let's just be real frank about it. It's not normal in folks' normal DNA to walk on the lot talking about I'm gonna lease a car. So we didn't even
I know you're right. You're right.
go.
But they need to, man. They need to. They need
Now,
to. Especially if they don't drive a lot.
Now listen. Now listen. That being said, check this out. That being said, I'm sitting up here joking about it. My friend and potential future guest, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be able to get him to come on the show. His name is Chris Barnett. Chris, phenomenal testimony. This brother is, they've owned several restaurants, McDonald's, Scrambler Marie's. They're currently in the program for Chick-fil-A, this, that, and the other. He's a multimillionaire. They worked hard. Chris has a phenomenal testimony because he talks about how at one point in time his credit score was a 315. I didn't know you could even get that low. Yes, he would tell you the story. He had a 315 credit score. Benjamin, I see you. What's happening, brother? And the one thing I remember though about Chris is he leases his vehicle. Now, like he'll go, he says, "Oh yeah, I got this Navigator, brand new, it's immaculate on the inside." He's like, "Yeah, the lease is getting up. I'm probably gonna get the Aviator this time or whatever." But he leases his vehicle. I was like, "Okay, cool," And so when you're around somebody like that, their habits start. You try to pay attention to what they doing so you can try to get like where they are, and that's one of the things that I did pick up off him. He leases his vehicle. But I'm not worried about that for me because Old Faithful,
You got about 200,000 miles in that
man,
Escalade, don't you?
hey,
250.
in your text, just like every other tech, is always trying to buy my car. Wait a minute, Crystal told me she's informed her. She says she bought it, not lease. She says, but I didn't get the warranty, but I did get the gap insurance. Should I get
That's
any?
good.
She said, should I get anything more to keep me covered?
So how many miles? I mean, if she drives a lot, yeah. If her warranty is gonna run out before her loan is paid in full or before she thinks she's gonna trade, then yeah, she needs.
So did you hear him, Crystal? He said
So
if,
if
if
she's driving a lot and she has 36,000 mile warranty and she's at 33,000 miles and she has 4 more years to pay, she does not think, because a lot of folks, that's when they trade. Folks trade, it's not always compulsive buyers. People trade because they don't want to put the tires on their car. People trade because their warranty is about to run out. People trade because they're trying to keep up with the Joneses, of course. But a lot of folks don't trade, um, just because of they see a red car go by, like, okay, I'm gonna trade it. So yeah, but if she's driving a lot of miles and she thinks she's gonna keep that car until she pays it off, I would say yes. Go ahead and get extended warranty on it. And a lot of times, if you do trade and you have a balance left on that warranty, you're gonna get that back. So a lot of folks don't know that either. Gap
okay,
insurance, warranty. once if you've had that on your car, you should always go back. If you don't buy that car at the same dealership, go back there and say, hey, I traded my car in. I want to see how much gap and
Oh,
warranty. It's not
okay.
going to be all of it. It's a
Wait.
prorated thing. But
Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. Hold up. That's hey, hold up. Red flag in the Army. That's him stomping his foot. He's stomping his foot, y'all, for the test.
I gave y'all the answer.
He gave y'all the answer for the test. He is saying that if you have warranty, if you're going to trade your car before the warranty and stuff is up and you're paying for that type of stuff, you need to go back to, if you're not trading at the same dealership that you purchased it from, you need to go back to where you purchased the car from and say, hey, I need my money because what I have left or whatever I have left over in this warranty or gap insurance. Hey, man, I did not know that. It's some folks that done got me.
That's every day, man.
It's some folks that done got me.
There's a lot of stuff that's like those mail-in rebates.
Oh, yeah.
You ain't gonna mail it in.
Oh, man.
You ain't gonna mail it in. You ain't getting that $50. But and don't expect all your money back. If you had like a $400 gap, then it's probably gonna not be nothing there. Or if you had a $1,500 warranty and you've had it for 6 years, then there may not be nothing there. But you need to always go back
and
see
ask.
if there's anything left.
Okay, so she says she has 194. She got a new car. 194.
She's been deployed already.
No, she
just got it last week.
I mean, she got a new car. Hey, 194 miles on it. All right, okay. Like I said, balling. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Who was our baller? Oh, we know who our baller was. Sergeant Major Austin, riding up in that, rode up in that BMW. Ooh wee. Oh, remember when he let me have it when he was going on leave?
I know. That's why I was driving your car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I think I was driving the Honda then. I don't think you had a Mercedes yet.
I may not have had it yet.
I was driving. No, you did because I was driving the Civic. You didn't have the Mercedes then.
She said.
You just had the Civic.
So Crystal was saying, wow, that's good information. She didn't know that. She's gonna pass it on to her soldiers. Yes, listen. I'm learning myself because I had no idea myself that you could go back if you had stuff left over. I'm like, wow. I didn't know it either. Crystal, I'm mad because I officially believe that I've been got a couple of times on a few dollars. I'm not saying a whole bunch of money. Now I will say this. So I had a Mercedes, a two-door coupe, and it was a CLK. I had a CLK 320. Nice. It was a great car. And so when I purchased my motorcycle, it was funny. I bought the trailer for me to pull the bike before I had something to pull it with. And I remember when I left the house that morning, I said, hey, I'm going to find me something that's going to be able to pull my motorcycle trailer. And it just happened to be a Cadillac Escalade. Now, the good thing about this story is I traded my Mercedes, and I had no idea. I'm going to just be honest, y'all. I got lucky. I just got lucky. I traded my Mercedes at the right, perfect, exact moment to where when I went to get the car, they gave me some money back. It was like, I was like shocked. It was just at the perfect moment. And that I actually got some money back off the deal. And it wasn't a lot, but it was the fact that I was able to feel like that I did get the value out of my car, the Mercedes. Now, I can tell you.
You had some equity in your car.
Yeah, I had some equity in my car. Now, I can tell you straight up, if I'd have kept driving that car, I was going to lose. If I'd have probably drove it another 6 months, I wouldn't have had no equity. So I'm thankful at the time that I got the Escalade because it was like, oh, man, the car is fun, but it wasn't practical at the time. Man, this has been great. Shannon, I want to thank you for coming on today, talking with us, giving us the ins and outs. Before we close out, we're going to go over a few things that we ran down. He says, number one, you need to make sure you show up at the lot with your own financing if any way possible. Give the dealership an opportunity to match or better that financing. If they match it, you just keep what you have, but to be better than that financing. That's number one. Number two, he's also saying that you should do your research, do all the homework that you can on what you're looking for, what you want, so that you can articulate that before you get there to kind of see what's out there. Number three, get the gap insurance, get the warranty. because you never know what's going to happen. And he just told us that if you trade that vehicle before that warranty period is up and you've paid into that warranty or that gap insurance, you can get that money, that period that you have left over, that unused period, you can get that money back. So that is a phenomenal thing right there. Shannon, we want to thank you for coming on today and rolling with Ramsey. Remember, this has been a great show. My friend, veteran retiree, Shannon Ferguson, sales manager at Mckenney Chevrolet down in Gastonia, North Carolina. You can check him out online. He'll take care of you, give you phenomenal customer service if you're looking to buy. If you have any questions, even after the show, you guys can get in contact with me. I can forward them to you. He'll be more than happy to answer. Brother, you know I love you. Hey,
love you too, man.
Appreciate you coming on today. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Keep giving good customer service. And we're going to talk soon. Thank you for rolling with Ramsey. Hey, and for everybody, most definitely, and for everybody else out there, I need you all to make sure that you go to the Rolling with Ramsey Facebook page. Like the Facebook page, share it. Go to Instagram and follow us at Rolling with Ramsey, and also go to the YouTube channel Rolling with Ramsey and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Thanks again for tuning in today. You've been Rolling with Ramsey. Y'all have a blessed day, and we're gonna see y'all next week. Peace. We out.